How's it going, boys? Welcome back to Chainsaw Mail. I've been a big fan of Solus's content lately, and he kind of just yaps about self-improvement stuff, and I don't really have any self-improvement talk, but I do want to talk about failure today, because honestly, I've been getting a fuck ton of that lately, and honestly, the biggest lesson that I've kind of taken away from my 20s so far is that it's okay to fail. Like, no, seriously, it is okay to fail. Fall on your face. Live with the consequences of your actions. That's all fine and well, as long as you get back up. It's kind of this big idea in our culture that somehow if you fall short at something or you don't succeed the first time, that somehow that makes you a failure. We're literally engraved from this from the moment we start school. You have to get straight A's, you have to flawlessly pass your tests, you have to go to a good college, and if you don't do that, you'll be flipping burgers at McDonald's until you're 95 years old because pension plans don't exist anymore. And while there's certainly nothing wrong with overachieving, it does come with this very toxic mindset that failure should be avoided at all costs, and that if you don't succeed, that somehow falls on you, that you yourself are a failure. I was actually reading this Chinese proverb that I totally didn't just Google for the sake of this video that said failure is not falling down, but refusing to get back up. God, that sounds like a fucking Pinterest post or some shit a white woman would frame on her walls. But it is true. Failure is falling down and refusing to not get up. There's this idea that success is just a mountain that just keeps on climbing and keeps on climbing. But if the past year has taught me anything, it's that success is a fucking roller coaster that has the highest highs and the scariest drop-offs. I'm talking like the Superman at Six Flags Over Texas scary drop-offs. But in the words of another Chinese quote I googled for this video, failure is the foundation of success and the means by which it is achieved. And that's true. Sometimes you won't achieve your goals, and even if you have, sometimes you'll fall short, and that's completely okay. It's fine. You'll be okay if you just get back up. I think that's the biggest lesson I've learned over the past year. For reference from what I'm talking about, at the end of 2023, I had probably the biggest injury of my entire life. I completely shattered my elbow and my wrist, had to basically pay my entire life savings to fix it up, which was thousands of dollars. And just as I had finished paying that off, I was told by my parents that I would have to be leaving my house because they themselves were going through financial troubles and needed to sell the house. And then 2 weeks later, I lost my job. That is cosmic levels of hating right there by the universe. And for the rest of the year, I really struggled to get by. I want to give an extra big shout out to my dad because if it wasn't for him and helping me out every so often, I'd probably be homeless. But as the year came to an end, I picked up a few more clients. I started working for a professional golf team, started my own freaking company with a guy I met on LinkedIn who took me out to drinks one night. And while life still is far from easy, this is sustainable now, and I at least can pay the bills, and that's okay. And at the very least, I can support myself somewhat independently from video editing clients, and I'll be okay-ish, and that's good enough for now. And even if I don't succeed, I can just try again. There's kind of this idea that if you fail at something, you should just give up. And it's a mindset I've certainly had for a really long time. In fact, I went to really, really dark places at one point in time and almost did some things I don't feel super comfortable saying on camera. So you guys aren't gonna hear it because it's quite frankly none of your business. But that's really just the toxic headspace having a never fail mindset can lead to. Just this idea that if you fall short, that just means you yourself are a failure. And it's just not. I'm not completely back on my feet yet, but I'm optimistic because, you know, I'm on my knees, no homo. And I just have a sense that I'm gonna be okay. And if you're going through some shit, you'll probably be okay. As long as you just keep looking forward, because it's okay to fail. Genuinely. How can you ever expect to succeed if you try the first time and fall short and just give up? That's just not a good way to live. And if people judge you for it, who cares what they think? If it leads to a moment of growth or a cool opportunity or just learning something, why not give it a shot? Obviously, don't ruin your life over it, but how do you ever expect to move forward if you're just constantly scared of failing? Especially if you're someone like me in your 20s. Your 20s are your perfect time to fail. Look around. No one has their shit together. together. We're all stumbling through life trying to figure out the type of person we are. So pick up that hobby, pursue that dream job, move to that cool place you want to go to, ask out the cute girl in your 4th period class, or even just strike up a conversation with someone you find interesting. And if you fall short, that's okay. You walked away with a new experience, and you can live with knowing you at least took a shot at it. And if you have fallen short on something, that's also okay. Take the grief in, get back on those 2 feet, and try again with the hope that you'll do better the next time, because that's all you really can do, or move on to the next thing. Wallowing in your failure is even more of a toxic mindset than being scared of failure. So get back on that horse and just try. I don't know if this was insightful or not, but hopefully I imparted at least some words. And let me know if you want to see more of these too. Again, some of my favorite content on YouTube has just been content like this, and I figured I'd give it a shot. I'll link some channels down below that are worth watching. Anyways, that's all for me. My name is Shane. Hopefully you guys learned something about getting back on those 2 feet, champ, and I'll see you later.